These are the top 3 questions that people ask us when they're thinking about moving to the Emerald Coast, 30A, Destin, Freeport, Panama City Beach, all of those areas. These are the 3 questions we hear from almost every single person coming from out of state looking to make a move here. And if you stay towards the end of the video, I'm going to give you 2 questions that they don't ask, but they're always surprised by the answer. So let's go ahead and jump into the video. The first question that people ask is about the beaches and beach access points. We've all seen our public versus private beaches here in Walton County. And so when you are choosing a community, if being walking distance to the beach is important to you, if having a large public beach access with lots of parking close by is important to you, or having a private deeded beach is important to you, these are all super important things to consider in which community you are choosing. So we have a lot of people asking what communities are giving you great access to the beach, and where are these communities, what budget does they need to be in. All of these factors play a part into which beach access you can access from these communities. So that is a super important question. And when people tell us their wants and their needs, we can recommend certain communities for them that fit those wants and needs. The next question is about hurricanes, insurance, and flood zones. We have an entire video really detailing exactly how all of these things work. With the flood zones, Flood Zone X does not require flood insurance here. And so a lot of people are looking for that Flood Zone X. If you're in anything below that, your property insurance is going to require you to have flood insurance. So just explaining that process. And again, I'm going to link that video that we have that detail explains that. And then as well as hurricanes, a lot of people are worried about hurricanes here in Florida. What we always say is we don't know the chances. I always say hurricanes are a lottery system in Florida or in anywhere, and we really don't know when the next one will hit, but we do have plenty of well in advance notice, and we are able to evacuate if needed. I have lived here since I was about 13 years old and only had to evacuate one time for a hurricane, if that just gives you any sort of perspective. But it is always a possibility. But I always say we always recommend flood insurance for that reason, but also that you have plenty of time to prepare for hurricanes. Our last most commonly asked question is short-term rental communities versus non-short-term rental communities. So here we have a lot of communities that allow short-term rentals, meaning that you could have a different neighbor next to you every single week, especially in the summer months. And in the summer months, that neighborhood may be super packed, and in the off season, it's not packed at all. So it may be really important for you to decide whether you're okay with that or you don't want that at all. A lot of people want that because maybe it's their second home and they want to rent it out when they're not here and they want that income potential. For other people that are moving here as their primary residence, they may say, I absolutely do not want any short-term rentals in my community. I want to be able to live here and not have a different neighbor every week and know all of my neighbors. So there's a lot of different communities that offer different things. And so walking through people again, what those communities are and helping them decide between that, having those short-term rentals or not, and then giving them the options based on those things. Now, here are 2 things that people really don't think about when they get on an intro call with us. They don't really ask about it, but then when we bring it up, it becomes valuable information for them. And what I always explain specifically about 30A is because 30A allows no chains on the actual highway, and when you're on the north side of 98, there's not really a lot of big box stores or malls or anything like that. If you are dead in the middle of 30A, like in Seaside or Grayton Beach, you're going to be driving 30 to 45 minutes, sometimes upwards of that, to get to a Target, a mall, any chain restaurants, anything like that in Destin or Panama City Beach. And so you're adding a lot of driving time. It is absolutely beautiful in those places on 30A, but if you live here, thinking about those things when you actually live here and how far away they are and how close they are and how convenient they are is super important, because we are not a big city and we don't have a Target on every block. We are a really small town. So if you're moving from a big city and you're used to being close to all of these things, it's important to think about that when deciding where you want to be. And another thing people sometimes ask about, but sometimes don't really think about, is how seasonal dependent our area is. In June, July, August, and spring break, we are packed busy. The beaches are super busy. There's a lot of cars on the road. The grocery stores are busy. It looks completely different in the off season. It is so peaceful here. There's not rarely anyone on the beach, although it does get cold here, so it makes sense, but there's just not nearly as many people. So half of your year is going to look very different than the other half of the year when it comes to those things. So when you pick a location, if you're in a heavy tourist location, your life is going to be impacted heavily in those months versus not. And that kind of goes back to the short-term rental versus non-short-term rental communities, but also goes to where you are in the Emerald Coast. If you're in somewhere like Freeport across the bridge, mostly everyone over there is a primary resident, some second home. But if you're over on the beach side, especially south of 98 on that 30A and in Destin, you're going to see a lot of that seasonally. And so when you're choosing the right place for you to live, it is so important that you think about all of these factors. And that is really what we do, is we will have an intro call with people and explain them all of these things, listen to them, and help them pick communities and areas that are the best fit for them. So if you are interested in that, give us a call, send us an email. We're happy to set up a call with you and walk you through those. And if you don't know who we are, I'm Christina, and me and my mom Sabina are a real estate team here along the Emerald Coast. And we are absolutely happy to help you with anything that you need as far as moving here or questions, anything like that. Feel free to reach out. For more videos about 30A Destin and the Emerald Coast, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you in the next video.